One of the last videos, I had a red shirt on, said boxing just like this. I spoke about the 4 steps to strength and conditioning. I mentioned is a GPP, I mentioned SPP, I mentioned the competition phase, and I mentioned the rest phase. Okay? In this video, I want to talk to you about the different technical and physical abilities boxers should work on per session, each session. Okay? And there is an order in how you will work on these different technical and physical abilities. Okay? The one that is always first, as usual, everybody knows this, you warm up. You get a warm up. Whatever it is, you do your stretch, you do your jump rope. But as you warm up, never let your heart rate go up to or above 140 to 160, because this is no longer a warm up. This is a workout. Okay? You're working out. So, when warming up, the activity should not allow you to go above 140 beats per minute. Okay? So after you warm up, jump rope, stretch, whatever, and you're ready to go, the first thing you want to work on per session is technique. Why technique first? Because you got to be fresh when working on technique. When you're tired and working on technique, you're going to be sloppy. You're not going to be able to practice your technique perfectly. So, each session after your warm up, the first thing you want to work on is your technique. Dedicate some time in that session to solely only focus on your technique. Okay? Number 2 is going to be explosive work or speed. Explosive or speed. Now, if you're a beginner and you're still doing GPP, you haven't trained for you got to do, in order to work on your explosive work, you got to be on GPP for at least a year. Okay? Don't go on do explosive workouts without being on a GPP program for a year or more. Okay? But if this is mainly for elites and people past that GPP stage. Okay? If you're still on the GPP, skip this part, move on to the next part. Now, why explosive is either first or next per session? Again, if you're tired, you're not going to be as explosive as to where you were fresh. That's the main thing. If you want to be as fast as possible, if you want to be as explosive as possible, you have to be fresh. This is the practice of explosiveness. You can't do like a HIIT workout and have a few explosive workouts in that HIIT workout. You're not going to be faster. The only thing you're going to get out of that session is endurance, not explosiveness. Now, and for your explosive exercises, you're not just gonna choose any explosive workouts. You're gonna choose exercises that duplicate your technique, that duplicates exactly what occurs when you're throwing a punch, that duplicates exactly what occurs when you're doing your footwork. Okay? This is number 2 per session. All right? Number 3 will be your strength work. Once you're done with explosive, you're gonna do your special strength work. Okay? special strength. Okay? What is special strength? Special strength work are exercises that you're going to choose that duplicate parts of your technique or the whole technique. Okay? You need a good understanding of what your technique is in order to choose exercises that duplicate what occurs in your technique. And these are the exercises that's going to give you the best benefit when it comes to increasing your punching power, mastering your technique. Okay? Next online is going to be your general strength. Okay? General strength. Okay? These are your squats. These are your push-ups. These are your pull-ups. These are your ab works. These are the stuff that's going to make you fit. It's going to strengthen every single joint in your body. But you got to watch one of my last videos where I spoke about the 4 steps to strength and conditioning, so you can better understand what I'm talking about here. All right? You're only doing general strength stuff in this order if you're on GPP phase. If you're in SPP phase, you're not doing these any longer unless you're just doing things to just maintain, like I would do probably flies and rear flies and not much, only maintenance but nothing crazy because I'm already fit. Okay? My fitness already happened. My strength training already happened in GPP. You have to watch that video. I have a red shirt on. It says boxing on it. Okay? The 4 steps to strength and conditioning. Okay? General strength is okay to do when you're tired because, it's really unless you don't, there's a workout, there's an exercise that you don't know, the technique is not that good, but it's generally stuff that you mastered in GPP. That's why it's okay to do while you're tired. Okay? And the last, per session, every session should be endurance work. Okay? Endurance. This is your cardio. This is your runs. Okay? When you're doing your runs, when you're doing your endurance, make sure you keep your heart rate above 140 and 160. Or even more at the end. Closer to like 180 at the end, which is your anaerobic. Okay? It's okay to do endurance work when you're tired because that's the whole point of endurance. So that you don't get tired. And this is every session. You train like this every session. And depending on what phase you in, what's in the cycle, is how you pick and choose of how you're gonna design your daily programs. Okay? Why is this the best way to train? Because every session you come in, you work on perfect technique. You're not tired working on technique. So you're fresh. You're practicing perfect technique. This is why it's the best way. It's the best training program. You come in on a Monday. The first thing you do after your warm-up is technique. So you're doing technique as perfect as possible because you're not tired. Now let's come back Tuesday. Tuesday, you're not as fresh as Monday, but technique is still the first thing you worked on. So you're fresh, and you're not exhausted, and you're dedicating more time on perfecting your technique. Fresh, not doing it sloppy. Let's say Wednesday, you come in again. The first thing you work on is technique. Same thing. You're not as fresh as Monday, but you're still fresh enough where you can still continue to practice your technique as perfect as possible and not sloppy because you're not tired from the whole session. Day number 4 and day number 5, which is Thursday and Friday, same thing. First thing you did after your warm-up was technique. So there you go. You accumulated 5 days of practicing perfect technique. Then you take a break Saturday and Sunday. You come back next week, Monday, and do the same thing. And you accumulate week by week perfect practice.